Hi, writing time. I don't know why I always do that. Stick my tongue out. That's annoying. Okay, so what have we done so far? We have spent a lot of time getting to know our character. We drew pictures of our character. We wrote down traits and things about our character. We planned out our story using boxes. And today we're going to work on our beginning. So here's my ICAN. I can write a beginning that hooks the reader. That's supposed to be a hook, not a J. I can write a beginning that hooks the reader. So if you think about books that you've read before, the beginning, what about that beginning made you want to read that book? You want to get your reader excited about reading your book. And there's several ways you can do that. And I'm going to teach you 3 today. 3 different ways. So you're going to need your notebook to write in, or you can write them. You can write them on the computer, but you're going to write 3 different ways, and then you're going to screenshot them and send them to me. 3 different ways. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 different ways. So I found some. This is a book I have about a bunch of different read-alouds, and I was looking through them to see how they began theirs, because we always want to use a mentor text to help us begin our story. So I'm just going to read you beginnings of a few of these. So this one says, outside the night was cold and wet, but the White's living room, a fire burned brightly. Father and son were playing chess. Listen to the wind, said Mr. White. He'd made a bad move. That one was hoping his father Herbert wouldn't notice. I heard it, said Albert, taking advantage of his father's mistake. Check. I don't think that my old friend will make it here tonight, said Mr. White, making another move. So this one kind of began with the weather. We automatically know that apparently it's cold and it's wet, so it must be raining, so there must be a storm kind of going on. So one way that I can write a beginning to hook my reader is sometimes authors start with writing about the weather. So I did that exact thing with my story, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to write one of your leads, your beginnings is going to be about the weather. So here's what I wrote. Sorry, I have a hard time making sure I hold this right there. Is that better? Beginnings, weather. The sun was shining brightly this morning. Everyone filed into the classroom and was excited about the multiplication test. That was everyone but Zeffie. So I kind of started off with what the weather was like for the day. Okay, that's one simple beginning. Let's look at another way I could begin my story. I could begin with dialogue, the character talking. And so I have an example from this story, Ben's Loose Tooth, that I found. All right. I'm always late, Ben sighed. Last to learn to whistle, last to lose a tooth. Ben's older sister Kate was always bossy. Jiggling your teeth, she said. Find one that's wiggly and wobbly. Tooth by tooth, Ben jiggled. He wiggled the last tooth. It's wiggly, it's wobbly. Tug it, Kate said. Ben murmured. It's stuck in my gums. Kate scrunched her nose. Munch that apple. So here we go. We're starting right in on this text with the characters talking, Ben and his sister. Right in with dialogue. So then I wanted to try that with my story. And so this is what I tried, dialogue. Why do I always go to cricket? I don't feel well. Let me hold it like this. Oh, sorry. I don't feel well, Zeffie moaned. She came down the stairs. Well, it's multiplication day test. Mom sounded excited. You can't miss today. Did you study? Zeffie just stared. She did not say anything. So I tried it with starting with people talking. The character, Zeffie and her mom, getting ready for breakfast the school day. And then another way you could do it is just kind of start right in the action. Just start right where it's happening. And so I found another example. It was Mr. Watts again. Isabel sighed and grabbed the hose. She took the cap from the gas tank and called through the car window. $1 worth? Again, Mr. Watts? She knew she sounded nasty, but she didn't care. So it started right in the action. It started with her grabbing the hose and putting gas in somebody's tank. Gas tank, Mr. Watts, whoever that is. So it started right in the action. So I wanted to try that again. I wanted to try it. So this is what I tried. And you can see I made some mistakes. So it was multiplication test day. Zeffie sighed as she sat down in her seat. Her stomach hurt. Her head hurt. Even her heart hurt. I don't want to take this stupid test, she said to herself. So it started right there. It started right in the desk. She's sighing. She's going into her desk. She's even complaining to herself. All right. So now, guess what? It's your turn to try to do the same thing. So you need your notebook because I want to see all three. I want to see where you've tried all 3 ways to begin your piece of writing. The weather, starting with the weather. The dialogue, starting with writing or with talking, people just saying what's going on in the story, or the actions, starting right there where the story is happening. Okay? So as a writer of a realistic fiction, we're starting really simple. We get to know our character and each one of them as well. All right, so you're going to give it a try. So remember, you're going to do these 3 things. I can hook my reader with my writing. Hooking, I'm trying to get them to read it. You're going to try those 3. And I want to see all 3 that you tried. And tomorrow, we'll move on to another part. Okay, happy writing.